So Eurovision 2023 just ended, and it's an interesting one. Now, I never really got into Eurovision until maybe last year, and it was simply because there was a whole story around Electric Callboy trying to get into Eurovision, and they apparently almost had it, and then they got denied for some stupid reason. Now, besides that, what made me interested in Eurovision this year is that there are actually a few metal, harder rock acts that take place. One that even, played breakdowns. Another one that had like screaming and stuff. So, that always piques my interest because Eurovision is huge. For those of you who don't know what Eurovision is, it's basically like, I guess, the biggest music song contest in the world. It's not like American Idol where you just sit and watch because you want to see Simon Cowell belittle someone who already has nothing and make fun of them. This is more you watch because sure, music's cool, but mainly it is just the most ridiculous event ever. And I'm sure it's not like the best depiction, but even if you've watched the movie Eurovision, you'll have a good sense of the fun that takes place here. And because the competition just ended, it's hard to find like fully accurate viewership numbers, but apparently just for the UK alone, it peaked at like 11 million viewers just for the finale, which is hilarious. Alright, bruv. Now, winning Eurovision is a huge deal. Funny enough, as far as I could find, you don't actually get any money or anything. You get a fun little trophy you can stand up and hold. But the biggest thing is just the sheer publicity you get as an artist for winning. There's bands that just won and then their entire careers are made. They're playing the biggest festivals ever in the world, and it's crazy. So the thought that like a heavy band or metal band could possibly get that spotlight is something that just is so exciting, and I'm like, all right, let's see what we got this year. Also, did you know that 52% of you aren't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell, come hang out, we do fun metal things here. So this year we have a lot of the usual like pop kind of acts representing a lot of these countries, doing their thing, doing the fun dancey dances. We got some ballads. We have Serbia doing whatever kind of ninja gating story this is. Also randomly holding a lobster. I don't understand. There's no context given. There's a lobster and he's all about it. France actually had a pretty big banger. They also had a vocalist that kind of looked like Lady Gaga. Spain basically just shouted at you in some indistinguishable language that I don't think was Spanish. And Moldova was this. And there's a variety of different other artists, again, from like pop to dance, R&B, ballads, all that. But now get into some of the rock metal acts. It was actually quite exciting this year. Now, Australia had a band called Voyager representing them, and they had like this really cool, good, catchy, anthemic track. It had like an 80s kind of weird vibe to it. And then you start to notice, oh, the guitarist has like a Kaizen guitar. Like they look like modern, progressive, almost gent guitarists. And then you get halfway through the song, and again, this is live in front of millions of people. They play a serious breakdown. It just put a smile on my face when I heard that. You even hear the crowd just like cheering and going crazy again, playing some like random fun low tune breakdowns with like electronic or with like one big massive scream leading into it. Again, this is in front of such a mainstream Euro audience, millions of people, and them being exposed to that, I think is really cool. That's just one of the bands. As far as I know, Australia got 9th place, which is pretty awesome for a band that literally introduced a whole new generation of people to what a breakdown is for the first time. Now, the next metal band that sadly didn't place as high, Lord of the Lost, which this is nothing of what I expected, and I loved every second of it. We got some fun outfits going on for these guys. Homie's got a huge balls going. Totally fine. Not gonna lie, it was a little distracting for the whole performance, but we got through it. And this song, it had big riffs. It had almost like a Rammstein-y groove. And we actually had like screaming. Actually, huge chorus too. Big, thick. Total confusion. I have no idea what the is happening, but I'm okay with it. Now, sadly for Germany, they only placed 26th, lower than Australia. But then we have this last band here who I gotta give much praise to. And that is Finland with, oh God, don't make me even try to say this. Karija. Funny enough, these guys reminded me the most of Electric Callboy, if anything.
I don't think that the song is similar to We Got the Moves. I mean, like I said, the beginning is a bit... It's not the same. It's similar to We Got the Moves, but the song is completely different. And I actually like that song pretty much.
This chorus that they do here, again, it's just like a simple dun 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 dun. Again, very like Electric Callboy, like almost Rammstein-y again. But what is so amazing is how crazy the crowd goes when they hear it. Now, Finland actually made it to the finals with this, which is absolutely awesome. People were loving it. Even on YouTube, just the clip has 6.4 million views in a day. But they got beat out by Sweden with their weird interpretive dance nails furry song. This actually stirred up quite a bit of controversy, a lot of people being pissed off at just how Eurovision just rules and voting work. You could tell that when it came to the people voting, they wanted Finland to win, but because of the judges, it swayed everything to let Sweden win, which, hey, yo, Sweden goes hard. They got like Valjarta and Mashoga and shit. Yo, like, respect, right? And not even to do with the metal side of things, just the song that they presented felt so, it just felt kind of weak. It wasn't really exciting. A lot of the other more pop, dancey tracks and countries, actually, I think had just better songs than Sweden did in general. Now, the Eurovision voting system is super weird and complex. Like, to be honest, I don't fully understand it. As far as I know, there's the public vote part, which is like almost 50%. And the other 50% of the voting is actually the judges and the panel, which can really sway the entire thing. Even though the majority of people will want a specific act to win as they deserve, it could just come down to, well, the judges prefer this. You can come down to, oh, maybe because of whatever political reasons or because of which country's going to host it next. Actually, Tank has a great video talking more about that. I recommend you guys go watch his video on Eurovision too. But yeah, it's just really weird how this is such a big event and the rules are so specific yet convoluted. But yeah, I mean, overall, when it comes to Eurovision, like, it's such an experience that, again, in North America, we don't really get, where they just go all out. And to see harder music, heavier music, even just something as simple as screaming vocals be represented in Eurovision, I think is great. I think that is a huge win. It is, of course, sad that, you know, Finland didn't win, or Australia or Germany or any of those acts, but you know, nonetheless, I think it's a huge step in a bigger direction of metal getting to be more mainstream and into getting into more people's eyes, even if it's just something simple as guitar-related music or heavier guitar music getting in front of more people and showcasing that. I think that's something super special. I hope next year we do get Electric Callboy and Eurovision, because, you know, I'm going to just be all here, sitting here. I'll probably be streaming on Twitch and getting DMCA'd and taken down and banned, going, let's go, all day for the German boys. I'll do the moves with them while they're doing it live. I honestly just can't wait for slam and deathcore bands to be on Eurovision. Let's go.